No, get the break. Yeah, I'm not okay. People, avoid to get people in. Avoid it.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying, but I think.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's
No, I think
not,
this is good now, right?
All right. It's for the people that feel uncomfortable. Okay. So, Bismillah. Started?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last point, Brother Tarek said was important. Why don't we get satisfaction from this world? We don't. I don't. I want the things happen in this way, and it doesn't. And I try my free will, it doesn't. So we have to talk about it a lot, and because we need to confirm it. When we use our free will, we think that we are using it in order to obtain the result. Whatever we want to do. For example, let's say, cultivate the land and we want to get the harvest, okay? Yeah, and it may not. When it is, it's all right, we love it. When it doesn't, we get disappointed. Because, why? We miss the point. Free will is given to us in order to exercise it, so that we will choose from among given conditions in order to discover that we are not really creating anything, we are just asking. We are asking from the one who is going to create it or who creates it. If we miss this point that we are asking, then we concentrate on the harvest. So when we say no, to get the result is not the purpose, but to realize that my position in this world is to discover what I am doing and what is the result of it. The result is I am not the one who creates. The one who creates is the owner of the universe. So I will get to know him, introduce myself or connect myself to him. I am the one who begs, asks. He is the one who creates. That's the beauty of the free will. I'm choosing, but I may not choose it. Yeah, I may not. Then, if I don't choose it, I don't acknowledge the eternal source of the creation. So I deprive myself of it. The ultimate expectations from the usage of the free will is to acknowledge, to practice that I am asking the creator, the absolute owner of the universe. When I acknowledge it, that's it. The mission has been accomplished. When I acknowledge it. If I don't acknowledge it, if I say that's what I want and I want to get from it, even you get it, it is still transient. It doesn't satisfy your human expectations. Human expectations always are endless. There's no limit. So you cannot satisfy yourself. In any case, anyway.
So you keep asking and you're asking and you're asking, but you never get satisfied, and you continue to ask and you keep asking and you keep giving.
So whether you get it or not, through the action of asking, you acknowledge your position in the world, who you are. Who you are? Who are you? You are the one who asks.
Needy.
Yeah. Not the creator. you are the one who asks, not you are the one who creates it. And the creator is the creator of the whole universe. So he's absolute. That's not subject.
Could you explain how that should make you feel at peace?
Which one? This understanding.
Yeah.
So you acknowledge him. You connect you know that by getting one, let's say, by getting one drop of water, you know that he is the one who creates the water. And creating, in order to be able to create the water, one has to be absolutely powerful. So he is the one who knows your need for water, everything. That's why you are, I mean, when you find the eternal source, you find everything. That's what we are here for. We are not here really to get water, let's say tons of water. That's what the people of the world thinks, that we are here to entertain our life only in this world. Of course, you expect entertainment or enjoyment in this life, but that's not our ultimate aim. Ultimate aim is to find out the real owner.
Okay. So that's a good point, but like it still kind of doesn't fully answer my concern about how much effort I should put into the different things that I'm pursuing, in the sense that this could very well lead to me saying, I have an orange and I've acknowledged it, since the quantity doesn't actually matter, and then I'll just sit around and not do much for the rest of the day. You know what I'm getting at? It's like how much
We studied all this before. I think you will recall, inshallah. Because the creation is continuous, my response to the creation will be continuous, because I acknowledge every moment. Every day I experience a new day. Every orange I eat, I experience a new creation, new experience. So the more we acknowledge, the more we experience our connection with the Creator through the orange, because we are here to acknowledge the absolute source of existence. There is no end. There is no end. So I have to carry on. I said, okay. Okay, I have realized that the creator of this orange is absolute, and I need him. Okay, tomorrow he gives you another orange, or gives you another need for the orange. It is every need is what is this? Every need is an invitation from the Creator. Come and acknowledge me. Don't forget me. Every need is so for the effort, there is no limit. As much as you can, we have to try our best. We have to try our best to acknowledge the absolute source, so that we will train our spirit that his Lord is, whatever the subject, you are the absolutely nourishing one. He knows you, he appreciates you, all endless. As long as we live in this world, the purpose of existence is very simple. To get to know who my Creator is. It's very simple. But if our understanding of religion is reduced to rituals only, we don't experience that. Because we don't perform the rituals as a result of this understanding, responding back. If you acknowledge it, you respond back. If the acknowledgement is not there, you don't respond back. You perform your religious duty. It is, I wouldn't say absolutely meaningless. It is missing the point. Or if you like, if you resemble or liken the acknowledgement to a tree, the rituals are the fruit of this tree. If the tree is dead, it means you put one fruit on a dead wood. It gets rotten. It doesn't grow. So the rituals must be the result of the outcome of the living tree. Living tree is the awareness. So these needs all training. It is not only we have to just say once and I'm done. No, it needs a lot of training. It means we have to recapture, realize it again and again and again. This free will is everything to me, by understanding. Free will is everything. Only through free will that I get to know who my Lord is, how I should communicate with Him, how I should really establish my connection to Him. All through, everything is through free will. If somebody has no free will, no responsibility. And he cannot live here as a human being. Of course, if Allah creates in them, rewards, that's different. But by definition, no free will, no humanity.
How does that relate to animals?
Sorry?
Animals.
Sorry?
Animals.
No, we are talking about free will.
I mean, how the free will that humans basically have, we were given a choice of free will versus animals. I'm not remotely.
So we are just studying something else really, brother. But free will in connection to my relationship with God. So we are not talking about whether animals say free will or not. It's irrelevant to our subject. Yeah, but it's nothing to do with the knowledge. We are not talking about the free will compared with animal free will. That's what I am. I have my free will, and I have to think about it. Why am I given free will, and what am I going to do with it? There's somebody wanted to, yeah.
So through the process of free will and asking, we become more aware and we acknowledge God more, even though we keep asking for things that are never going to satisfy us permanently. But through that, we're supposed to arrive at satisfaction with the knowledge and acknowledgement of God. So eventually, we're supposed to arrive at that spiritual satisfaction, not the satisfaction with the things that we're asking for.
I think you are just summing up.
Yeah. Just like
yeah. We have to be aware of it, and that's a very good point. If you are aware of it, your whole life becomes meaningful. Otherwise, you just get it without satisfaction dying. Because human beings never get satisfied with what they have gathered in this world.
Yeah, I mean, I asked this months ago, and it still bothers me. Because we keep on talking about oxymorons, and I'd like to say it's an oxymoron, but I just can't wrap my head around it. when we say that God created us to get to know him, it sort of sounds like an oxymoron. Like, he created me to acknowledge that he's a creator.
No, this is
I mean,
oxymoron. This language is oxymoron.
But that's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying when I look at my own creation, I see that I have free will. I have been given free will. What am I going to do with it? Either I use it in order to accumulate the property. Sister, I don't know your name, I'm sorry. The sister summarized it, accumulated the things, and now I get satisfied because I'm a human being. Well, I'm getting old, for example. I said, no, I don't want to get old. I want to remain young and no youth anymore. Yeah, not soon. A few couple of years later, I will be an old guy. No, let's say. So I don't get it. I don't get it. So I understand that the wisdom that I am as I am made, of course. If somebody doesn't accept that he is made, he is created, that happened to be as it is, that's out of this room. Because we have to start from the beginning. Is it possible or not? We have to discuss this. What we say, okay, we accept that we are made. So in the way I am made, I understand that my purpose of existence is to get to know the source of my existence. So to get to know the existence of everything I am connecting with. So
But that's
from there,
irrelevant. Like if I didn't exist, then it wouldn't be relevant.
but you exist.
But you do
No.
exist.
You do exist.
You see, that's the part that I can't wrap my head around. If you're saying that I only exist to realize that I exist and why I exist.
Yeah, that's why there's all qualities are given to you in order to question it. You cannot ignore it. You question yourself, go home. If somebody doesn't disturb you, say that, come on, let's have dinner, we are hungry. So no, I'm busy. Go home and ask, what's going on in my existence? Or ask, you will come to the conclusion that there's a purpose. The purpose is to get to know the source of existence of yourself and the things you are getting in touch with. So when you acknowledge it, your human capacity becomes meaningful. Otherwise, this person who doesn't acknowledge his human capacity and the things he is investigating never gets satisfaction. This is a sign that it is a contradiction in its own existence. Yeah.
Okay, so what I understand from that question is like sort of what's the point of all of this?
And
Like,
that's a question I asked months ago, and I got an answer that sort of shut me up, which was, it's none of your business.
No.
No, I mean, I don't know why God created me.
No, this is a wrong
I
question.
don't know. I'm telling you, I don't know. Why
No,
God
this
created
question is wrong.
me. Why?
You are saying that I don't know why God created me. You don't know. Of course you don't know.
Yeah, I know.
What you have to know-
That's the answer I got.
So what you have to know, you have to ask yourself, why am I being in this position created me? And then you develop from it, there must be a creator. That's your conclusion. You cannot start with the conclusion. That's why it doesn't make sense.
I'm okay with just saying upfront that maybe I don't need to know why.
Why?
That's the point.
Can you say that?
It's hard to, but
Yeah, it is not hard, impossible. Think about it. Think about it as a serious matter, really. Think about it. I can't. But that's I'm a human being, I can't, so I say that every human being must be in the same way. The only thing is required, think about it seriously from your own reality, not from your previous knowledge that you have been taught or heard from religious sources. You cannot reason if you follow that way. Yeah.
No, it goes back to one of your first questions when I first spoke into your apartment. And the first thing you said, Habib, are you needy? Are you needy? And I thought, I didn't know what to say. But now, after learning what's going on, that's I'm needy. And this makes me understand that acknowledging my needs and where they're coming from, then I can understand where they're going, what more about me. And I think that's what you're trying to get at.
It doesn't make sense to me, though. I was created to get to know myself.
To know your needs.
Just yourself,
Understand your
realize
needs.
Think about it really. Think about it. Don't start from God. Don't put the word God and then question afterwards. It doesn't make sense. All the mistakes are coming from this misuse of the concept of God in questioning. Why did God this? But it's none of your business. It's the wrong question.
I said from the beginning, maybe that's the part that a person needs to work on, and just coming to peace with that. You're never going to know why, and that's not the point anyway.
Because the question is wrong, not because you will never know. The question is wrong.
The same thing, you'll never know why I'm here because it's in my head. We're trying to get into the head of somebody, something else. We will never know. And the only way we can really know is through his speech and his messages. But for that, there's a process of understanding his speech. So his speech is he's telling you something, and we cannot take it at face value. We have to investigate what it's being said. So for example, correct me, but let's say there's a verse that says the purpose of your existence is to know me. That's what it says. Let's put it to test. And I realized that when I look at creation, and through creation, I use my free will and I try to pursue things, I don't find satisfaction. But when I use my free will to know my creator, all of existence has only then gains a reality, because then I know that it really exists. And in that reality, I finally find, okay, now this has come to a full stop. Like I know why this exists or how it exists, and that's where there's peace. So now I've come full circle. So I think, are trying to go about it the wrong way. We're trying to understand something that, you'll never know what I'm thinking about, right? So if I write a book, you will understand it. But if you have to investigate what I write.
No. So even if you think about 100 years, if you look at any matter from God's perspective, there's no way for solution. That's what I concluded. No way for solution if you start looking at any matter, any question from God's perspective, because it is incomprehensible. Then you are just speculating on incomprehensible things. It's impossible. You have to start from your reality and conclude that the Creator is absolute. I understood. Okay.
I can only know as much as I've been told. That's what you're saying.
As much as you have been given the ability to understand.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
But there is no.
Yeah.
I've been told in the sense of both messages.
Even if you say that I have a religious source, it tells me everything. You can understand the religious source as much as your capacity allows you to get it. And you interpret the source as Sister Zainab emphasized. You understand the source of any revelation, for example, any revelation, Quran or whatever you go, in relation to the creation. So you cannot really speculate on it. As far as any matter related to existential questions, we are not studying fiqh here, so it is irrelevant.
This question because since we can look at things from God's perspective, or because that's not the most effective way of trying to understand our reality.
No, it is not most effective. It is not effective
It's not effective at all.
To my understanding, yes.
So, but And I was just wondering because I've always been just wondering about this verse. In the Quran, it does say though that the purpose of creation, of the purpose of creation is to worship God. However, when God says that, is that more of is that like this is the conclusion? Now you got to get to it, or is it a call to think about it?
It's a guide. Quran is a guide. We always keep saying this, but I think it is worth to mention 1,000 times. Because it is the fundamental of thinking. So Quran is the guidance, gives you the option. You have to come to the conclusion, and if you can, approve it. So you cannot imitate the Quran. We are not studying fiqh. You cannot imitate the Quran. But you can get the guidance and through your experience, confirm it. So when we have been studying here that if you use your free will in the right way, you conclude that my purpose, the purpose in my existence is to know the source, the cause of this existing world and myself, and get to know him. He's absolute, get to know the absolute, and acknowledge it. I say, this call, this guidance is really true. I confirm it. But you can get guidance. It's shown. Do we have time?
What time do we?
Yeah.
14 more minutes. Can you explain the verse like in sort of الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا He created life and death so that he tests the purpose of life and death.
You have to prove it through your experience. You have to come to the conclusion that, it is really true. I am here giving the opportunity whether I will choose the right one or the wrong way. Or whatever the best action according to you. What is best action? If I say to get more oranges, it's not the best action. I understand that it's not the best action because I never get satisfaction. Because as the number of the oranges increase, my caprices also increase, and I become more and more disappointed because I have a lot of more oranges and I'm going to die. Yeah? It is not the best choice. So I understand that this verse is telling me the truth. Through my experience. No way to imitate the Quran as far as the existential discussions are concerned. So is it late? Is it enough? Shall we carry on next week?
Yeah.
Shall we stop here? Also, this guy is hurrying to, he will go home and think. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم إن الحمد لله رب العالمين الفاتحة